Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you've never seen me before, my name is Sam, and for whatever reason you're brought to this video, super grateful you're here. So the title of this video is Your Old Life is Gonna Cost You Your New One. So if you're at a point in your life where you're like, I really just want to move to the next version of my life, like I'm tired of living this one, I have some inspiration for you here. I do, because my new life did cost me my old one, but I genuinely wouldn't change it for the world, and I'm genuinely, gratitude's not even the right word. I don't know what the right word is, but so thankful that I gave up that life for this one. I'll tell you that much. And hopefully this can inspire you to leave your old life behind and if it needs to be left behind, and really accept that things can be different for you, and you are going to have to lose some of what's comfortable to you right now. But, anyways, just to preface that, yeah, so this is going to be kind of like a little reflective type of video. If you're into that, hell yeah. I have my notes up here, so if I'm just looking, like, don't mind me. But yeah, I'm a person, I feel like, who I've gone through so many different phases of life. I'm only 24, but I have truly, I feel like, gone through a lot of different versions of my identity and what I wanted and who I was. And my life has just changed a lot in the past. Definitely year or two. It's been very different than what it was before in really big ways. For a lot of different reasons, but it's just been very different. And in the best way possible. Like, I can't even explain to you how much more better I feel, how much more clear I feel, how much more peaceful I feel, um, how much more in control I feel of my life. That was a really hard thing for a long time, of feeling in control of my life. And I feel finally at this point in my life, I am fully in control of what happens in my life, and I'm taking full responsibility for it. And I think I just have a better understanding, I guess, if that makes sense. But anyways, there's a couple different things I want to get into. Um, so when you do finally accept that you are gonna have to give up this old life, right? It's really hard. It's really hard, first of all, to people crave comfort, you know what I mean? People crave what's comfortable, what's familiar, like this version of yourself you cling so hard onto. It's so hard to lose that. It's so hard to change that. But first thing is outgrowing people. So I feel like outgrowing people, it's not a bad thing, it's not a negative thing. Um, Sometimes people didn't even really do anything necessarily fully wrong. Sometimes they do, and that's reasons why you outgrow people. But sometimes you just don't fit with people anymore, and it just doesn't make sense. And you just have to realize that your old life just it it may require relationships that your new life can't have, if that makes sense. And so, this one I have the hardest time with. I really don't outgrowing people, or losing friends, or becoming distant with people. I have a really hard time with that. But what I've learned is genuinely, there are reasons why people should be in your life and should not be in your life, and reasons that are not knowing to you, unbeknownst to you. Is that a word, right? um yeah, there's sometimes reasons you don't understand or know why people don't belong in your life, but it just sort of naturally happens, um, because they are part of your old life and they're not part of your new life. And if you want to accept having a new life that you really want and you deserve, you have to also accept that you might have to give up people that belong in the old version of your life, if that makes sense. I'm not saying go and like dump all your friends and your relationship and your family and like, I'm just saying like sometimes people just don't fit anymore, and it's not a bad negative thing. It's really just like what it is, you know what I mean? Um but yeah, that's part of it, is like outgrowing things and people. Just a little bit rough, but you know, there's always, I don't know. I look at it like this, like when you do end up outgrowing things, people, situations, it makes space for something new that fits and it feels more aligned for your life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Things are just always supposed to be changing and evolving. If they're not, that's weird. So don't be scared of this, okay? This is not a scary thing. I had to tell myself this. This is me telling myself this also. Um, you don't need everybody to understand the version of you that they're meeting. Like if you are changing, if you are going into this new life, or you're like evolving and there's like this new version of you kind of emerging, you don't need everyone to understand like immediately. Okay? First of all, you have to do what works for you, okay? I've been going through this like really big transformation of like, I guess, my identity and myself and just like all that shit. And I really just want to feel understood, but also like it feels so freeing to be misunderstood a little bit. Like, not freeing, I don't want to put it that way, but like it feels so good when you give up trying to be so understood. You know what I mean? It's like, who why does anybody have to understand me? They don't. Like, you know what I mean? Um, Stop trying to be understood by everybody. You're not going to be, and that's literally okay. Okay, just prefacing that. Um, so when you do understand that your old life is, you know, that's your old life, and you accept and you acknowledge that, you're gonna like low key miss the version of you um that you were, and you're gonna be nostalgic about it, and you're gonna understand you can't go back, and you're gonna look at that version and you're gonna be like, damn, like it kind of hits, it's kind of hard, and especially if your old life involved like a partner that was a big part of your life, this is like especially hard. Um, just because like sometimes the hardest thing isn't just to like let go of that person, it's really about like letting go of the version of you that you were with them, if that makes any sense at all. um it's really hard. It's hard to be like, that's not me anymore. That's, I feel so disconnected from me. Like, who was that girl? You know what I mean? I look back all the time at photos of myself, you know, 2 3 years ago back, and I'm just like, I don't feel like, who is that girl? Like, I don't know who that is. Like, I can't even really like feel like I'm connected to her, even though I am her. I'm like, you know what I mean? It's just a really weird disconnect I have, because I'm like, how is that me? Like, that doesn't feel like me, but it is me. Um, was me. But yeah, it's really hard to let go of like that version of you, you know. It's a trip for sure. But yeah, this is a good note I wrote here. Your new life often starts when you make decisions as if the future version of you is already real. This really goes hand in hand with like, I'm into like manifestation and all that fun shit, right? Um, but it's true. Like, I always look at the future version of myself and I like try to make decisions based on like what she's doing, what she wants, you know what I mean? Um, so you need to make decisions. First of all, decisions are portals. I must say it, okay? They are portals, they open doors, and they are so decisions. And it's crazy because I really struggle with making decisions because of this reason. But like when you make decisions from the viewpoint of like this future version of myself that I see that I want, she's already real. She's already like a existing thing, you know. Um, but when you start acting and making decisions off of that future version, and you have her in your head, and you just have this vision, that's where your new life starts. That's when it starts, girl. I'm telling you. Um, yeah. Another thing, like I don't know. I look back at my old life. It's so funny to say my old life, like I don't know. But I look back and I'm like, that version of me, I really would have never been able to even like see this version of me now. But the only reason I have this version of me now is because I was willing to give up. I was willing to give up like that version of my life because I was like, this isn't it. This isn't it for me anymore. It can't be this way. I had to change it. I had to change it. And when you have to change your life, it's jarring. It's very jarring to have to like really change your life, like to have the understanding and be like, there has to be a change, you know? Because like it's so comfortable just doing what you know and what's comfortable and being with the people that are comfortable with you, staying with the people that are super familiar and you've been with, and like you just feel comfy here. Like it's really hard to let go of that. It's really hard to switch that up, to release that. Just because it's familiar does not mean it's good. Okay, don't confuse that. Um, I had this really bad habit of like returning to things because they were familiar, whether it be like patterns, whether it be like people or like types of people or like relationships, whatever the fuck, right? I was like, this is familiar, this is good, this is good. And then I was like, no, it's not. Don't be crazy, girl. Don't be crazy. Um, you have to really understand that like familiarity does not always equal, you know, something good. It's comfortable, yeah, but it doesn't mean that it should be your life just because it's familiar. A lot of the time, change is such a good thing. Okay, let me just preface that. I used to hate change. I still kind of have a hard time with it, but like I was so fucking scared of it for so long. I was like, the unknown is what freaked me out. Was like thinking like, okay, if I do give up this version of my life, thinking it back to me and like really embodying it, right? If I remember thinking like, if I give up this version of my life that I have now, what is going to happen? Who am I going to be? Like, I don't even know what that looks like. I'm so scared. I was terrified. I was petrified to give up that version of my life because it felt so comfortable and it felt so like safe, even though it was not good or safe. It felt safe because it was all I knew, you know? It was what I knew. Um, and yeah, it's, it's, growth and change is really bittersweet because it's like beautiful on one end. It's so beautiful and it's so amazing, but it's also really, really bittersweet in the sense of like I grieve that version of me all the time. I grieve, you know, that version of my life, what was going on. Like I think about it all the time. It's always like in the back of my brain. Not that I miss it. I don't miss that version of my life, but like I do grieve it, and it is when you fully accept that you're in a new version of your life and you want to accept that new version, you are gonna think about your old life a little bit. You are going to reminisce on it and be like, shit, like that was my life for a little bit. Like this was what my life was, and this is what my life is now. It's really different and it's really weird. So, yeah, you could still be excited about like where your future is going and still grieve that version of your life. Grief is fine. Grief's good. Sometimes you have to grieve shit. And like I don't know. I feel like I'm a person that changes so much. Like, I feel like every 2 years I'm like a completely new person. I don't know where in my astrology chart that happened, why I'm like that. I don't know. Someone explain that to me. Why are certain people new people all the time? Like, I feel like I'm always evolving so much, which is good because everyone should be evolving all the time. But I just, for me, I'm like, maybe not 2 years, but like 3 years for sure. Every 3 years, I'm a completely new bitch. Like, it's fucking wild. I don't know who I'm gonna be in 3 years from now. Am I like, who am I gonna be? I don't know. Like, it's, I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, when I really think about it, it really trips me out. Um, but yeah. When you accept that you do want to have a new life, and you are gonna have to give up this old one, um, you're gonna have to lose shit. Okay, you're gonna lose some things. Losing things, losing people isn't a bad thing always. Like I said, um, outgrowing things and situations and people is usually always for the greater good. I've had to learn. Definitely had to learn that, you know. But but it's for the greater good. And you just have to really just like sit with that and understand that. And if you're a person that hates, you know, change and outgrowing and losing things in people, and it's gonna be hard, but it's also gonna be really transformative and beautiful. And once you're through it, you're gonna look back and you're gonna be like, I'm hella grateful for that. You know what I mean? I'm hella grateful for that, for losing that person, because I ended up here, and I never would have ended up here had I not lost that person or that job or that whatever the hell. Like, you would have never ended up with this new life that you're gonna have if you wouldn't have given that up. If you would have clung onto it so tightly, you would have never got this next step up in your life. Because you're gonna step the fuck up. Like, I'm telling you, when you start releasing shit that's not for you, when you start, you know, letting shit just leave your life, sorry, you start allowing so much of what's aligned for you to come in, and you're gonna be grateful you did. I'm telling you now. Like, I've had to learn this the hard way. I'm such a clinger-oner. I cling on to shit so fucking hard. Oh my god, like literally, like everyone I've ever loved had, like, I left, like, what's that quote? Everything I've ever loved has, I've left claw marks on. Yeah, everyone I've ever loved left claw marks on it, because I don't want to let go. I don't want to let go. I have a hard time letting go of shit. I mean, I'm the same way with like objects. Like, I'm so sentimental. Like, can't let go of shit, dude. I don't know why or what makes me so sentimental, but I just have a hard time letting go of things, people, situations, anything, jobs. Like, even when I leave jobs, I'm like so upset. I will hate a job. I will absolutely despise a job. The managers, the people, whatever it is. And so I'll leave said job and then I'll like miss it, and I'll be like, or like I'll have a hard time leaving the job, even though it's like obviously not right for me. I still like am like, oh, like I think about it, I reminisce on it. And I've had some shitty jobs, like I've had jobs that I didn't like, and I still remember like being reluctant to leave there for whatever reason. I don't know. I just have a really tough time letting shit go. But what I've had to learn is like, you gotta give that shit up. You gotta give up your old life to get to your new one. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Like, it always works out for the better when you truly decide to release, to let, you know, the universe take a little bit of control. Because a lot of stuff isn't for you to control. And sometimes things will get like ripped out of your life too. I'm talking ripped out of your life. Like, I'm talking like swooped up out of your life. Like, you have no control. And usually those are specifically the times when it's like, oh, like that was taken out of my life for a reason, you know what I mean? Like you don't even really have a choice with it. You're just forced to go into this new version of your life without it. Usually those are the times when it's like, oh, that's some sort of divine intervention where it's like, that's being taken away from me for a reason. Because either there's something better or it's just not for me. And God said, let me take this the fuck away because we're not doing this, you know? What's happened to? And it always feels really fucking tricky because it feels like you're getting something taken from you. It feels like you're losing. It feels crazy to have something like ripped away from you. But then when you realize and understand later that there is a reason for it, you're like, oh, okay. And then it makes sense. And it makes so much fucking sense. Yeah. So you gotta be open to releasing shit. You really gotta be open to it. I was not open to it for so long, and now anytime something leaves my life, I just accept it and I just understand it and I don't question it too much. I don't really sit and dwell on it. I kind of just like let it happen, which is crazy because it's like, oh, you're so passive about like shit just leaving your life. Like, how, you know? But it's because I had to learn the hard way of like, when shit leaves my life, there's a reason for it, you know? And like, yeah, you just got to get to a level of like understanding where that's just how shit works, okay? And like, I don't know, there's always room for more. You also have to understand that when you lose something, you gain something. There's like this quote. What is it? I want to find it. It's like the um law of oh I can't. Let's speak English here. Law of equivalent exchange. It states that to create or obtain something, you must give up something of equal value. So, this goes with literally your new life and your old life. You know, um, yeah. So, I had to give up a lot of things in my past, even beliefs, even just like ways of seeing myself. Literally, so much. I've had to give up so much. Um, but because I did that, I was able to obtain so many new things um, that are better for me, and you know, move into this version of my life that I'm living now that I feel super grateful for because I was able to truly give up certain things. Like I don't want to get into all the specifics of it and all the logistics of it because there's just so much. But um, you know, you gotta give up to get, you know. I tell myself this about clothes too. I'm like, girl, if you want to get that new those shoes or whatever that you're obsessed with, like you gotta get rid of shit. You gotta get rid of the shoes that are in your closet. So you can make space for shit that is more aligned for you now. I mean this literally I apply this to my like closet because I'm such a fucking hoarder and I have so much shit and I just never get rid of clothes. So literally I had to tell myself this mindset of like, Sam, if you want to make room for the clothes that are like super aligned and super like this version of Sam and like super you and super awesome, whatever, you have to understand that that means giving up, you know, the old shit. Give it up, girl. Like you gotta donate that shit. So I'm trying to get better about that because I'm this hoarding problem, this not being able to let go of shit problem leaks into all parts of my life. It's kind of tricky, but we're working on it. So, anyways, thank you so much for listening to this video. Super grateful that you're here. Yeah, and hopefully I'll see you next time when I'm yapping some more about some bullshit. So, bye.